Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Soviet Tier 6 heavy tank, the T-150. Now if you haven't guessed by the title, as always, this is the third mark video for the tank. I should have another video for the T-150 at some point, who knows when, but I've got two other replays that were in the lead up to this that were also quite good, so you'll probably see the T-150 again at some point in the channel. And it's a really fun Soviet heavy tank. I really enjoy it myself. I don't know, I don't think I expected to enjoy it quite as much as I did when I started the grind. But actually, it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid all round. The armour on it is okay for a heavy tank at tier 6. It bounces things and it really doesn't. You know, it's one of those tier 6 heavies where you can side scrape in it. It's pretty damn good at it. It can also ricochet lots of lower tier stuff. Once it starts to see the higher tier guns, it doesn't quite fare up as much, pretty much. And then you see the dirt guns from the lower tiers as well. And the dirt guns, you know, it also doesn't really take much flak from it. Whereas some others may take 200 to 300 damage from him every now and then. This doesn't cut that much. Also, I mean, the aim time's not great, the accuracy's not great, but the reload's quite nice. And 300 alpha at tier 6 is very, very nice to have. It means you can have some lovely, lovely damage rolls. And you also hit hard, you can trade quite well. And as long as you keep this gun working, it's pretty great, to be honest. I've really enjoyed it. Like I said, I thought when I came back to it, I've not played it since I first ground through it. A good 3 or 4 years ago. So I had quite bad memories of it. It's because when I first played through it back then, I wasn't that good at the game. But then I was still learning. I mean, we're always still learning, aren't we? But I was still learning, and I didn't quite get how to get the most out of this tank, and I hated the gun depression, and it's still something I'm not a fan of generally in the game, and that's when you don't have much gun depression, but I just wasn't that much of a fan of it, and so I had quite bad memories of it, but I've come back to it, and it's like, I like this tank, this is good, and I've managed to do some quite big games with it, which is very nice. I've had some good results in it. And you're going to see some of those, you've already seen some of those, and you are going to see a couple more. So, in this game in El Haloof, we have come to the normal heavy tank brawling area, and the team's done pretty damn well, to be honest. It was a tier 7 game we were in, which isn't the best matchup, but at least it's not tier 8's, right? And we've managed to put our gun to work quite nicely. So far we've worked up 1300 damage. We've blasted through our flank, really. And we hadn't taken much damage ourselves. The rest of the team hasn't really taken much damage. There's still the scores are quite even at the minute, really. So there's still quite a lot over here, which is always kind of dangerous because they can spot you sometimes way before you do, and then you get sort of trapped in a killing zone. But at the moment, we've got hit points, so we're kind of quietly confident, That artillery is raining death on people, which is what they do, but it's not promising for us. And we come up against this Dickomax. Luckily for us, we get a nice roll on him. Roll high enough to kill him. Gets him out of the game. And there's the artillery. Shaves off just less than half our health. But luckily we spot him up. It's like, oh, hello artillery. I want words. There's the accuracy. Misses, unfortunately, doesn't finish off the RT. He gets blapped by our RT, but doesn't get finished off. And again, we're not getting spotted, so it's like, okay, let's move up. I was kind of expecting something maybe to be hiding at K4, K5, but nothing was. There's generally sometimes there will be TDs or stuff hidden there. But no, the guys are sat here. They're sat on the edge. Somehow they weren't being spotted by whatever is in the middle. I mean, it's a fat Japanese heavy tank in the OI. I'm quite surprised it wasn't being spotted, but hey-ho. And we just happily pump the shots into his side. He gets finished off with IKV3. We can't unfortunately finish it. We get a nice auto aim shot into the 244. I think he was firing HE then. which makes easy pickings for us. We've got a nice shot into the ass of the Craft Panther though. We're not guaranteed with the standard rounds to pen the front of the 244. I say not guaranteed. It's quite likely that we could bounce on the random angles on the 244, which is why we went for the ass of the Craft Panther, because it was like, you know what, we want to guarantee that pen, and a guaranteed free pen, and the fact that we could stay safe on the 244 just meant that, you know what, we'll just pump the shots in, it's easier. Guarantees our damage pretty much. And this Craft Panther's running away, which is kind of annoying because he's running in front of absolutely everybody else instead of us. We get a nice shot into his side, and he gets finished off by a 244. We're quite unlucky not to kill him, but then you take the rough with the smooth, seeing as he killed the Dickomax earlier on with a high roll. And that game ends. We've got a high caliber, ace tanker, Confederate, 3.4k damage. We're up to 94% on the mark as well. So we're doing quite well. We did do this on a stream a little while ago. It was a couple of weeks ago. So we've had these lying around for a bit, but then this is the next game and we're on Hidden Village. This might be the next game. I don't know if there was a game in between. It was, like I said, a couple of weeks ago, so I can't quite remember. But yeah, it was in that series of games anyway. So we're on Hidden Village, and we're going to go up to the normal spots around G3, G2, well, G3 and G5, somewhere around there anyway, because that's where I like to brawl on this map, unless I'm in something that's got good gun oppression and good mobility, which is probably better to go for around E6, because I like to use that little ridgeline there, because you get nice shots at the people in the base, you get nice shots across if people get spotted. It's just a good place to be, and you can re-rotate back round to anywhere on the map, which is always handy. So we are going to keep going. I think I want to say the matchmaking is quite good for us. There's a little Crusader in front of us, so it's definitely not going to be anything more than tier 5. But we are going to run ahead and brawl on this corner. The only thing that really does concern me at this point is probably artillery, because I mean artillery is always scary, and this point that I'm at here is always loved by artillery. They always seem to love popping shots at you when you're in this sort of area, because you are in the open, and it's pretty easy for them to hit as well. So that's the thing, if you get this map and there's like 3 artillery, this is possibly a position you don't want to take, or if you do, you want to be aggressive and move up to that rock up in front of me. So as we're moving up, we spot a bathtub, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry little bathtub, but I've got to shoot you. Take most of his health in one shot, the poor guy. Unfortunately we get shot by the 244, but if you counted it in blows, we've done 300 and taken 100. That's, or 180 or 75. It's just not bad. It's a decent trade. We're trying to aim for a shot on this 244, but he's not giving us a shot, unfortunately. And because I am at that point where I'm quite close, I am wanting to push the damage, so I'm more likely to make those aggressive pushes early and try and secure damage. Now there's all those guys up there, and that 244 does worry me, because he's a decent tank, he's got a decent rate of fire, and he could hurt me quite a lot. But we managed to come around the corner and shut that guy down, and we're hoping for that bounce, and there's the T-150's armour. You angle it up, it can be very, very nice. And we managed to ricochet his shot. Now there's that T-78 up there. That 244 isn't feeling confident about pushing us. We managed to take half the health of the T-78, and he gets shut down. So that's the 240 alpha threat on our flank gone. And that 244 is now bugging out as well, which is even better for us. Right now their team is kind of dissolving, but there's still enough hit points on the board for us to make a considerable push on this mark. So I'm not all that worried yet, but you know, we'll see how it goes. We're getting some nice shots into this 3002M though, which is really helping. I mean, probably one more shot and we've got the 3 mark requirement. Yeah, and we've got like 300 blind on that guy as well. So I'm starting to be starting to sit a little bit more comfortable now, going, I think we might have it now. Get slapped by Artie as well a minute ago, which hurts, takes most of the health, well, half our health at least anyway, but hey ho. That shot into that guy makes me think, yeah, I've definitely got it now, that's it. Because that's probably, what, 2.7k? Something like that, blind. There's only the artillery left now. Not probably going to get to it. That medium tank's way, way, way ahead of us. And he's just going to make mincemeat of that gorilla, unfortunately for us. So it means we're not going to get another shot. But on the whole, nice game. 3 kills, 2.4k that we saw. 288 assistance as well. Got to add that on. And we finished the game with a high caliber sniper medal, the 3rd mark of excellence for the T-150. 2.7k damage, 288 assistance, so like nearly 3k combined. 10 shot, look at that for accuracy. 10 shots fired, 10 hits, 10 pens. Beautiful. Just what you want when you're going for that 3rd mark. And it was the end to a fantastic tank. And it's kind of sad because I actually really enjoyed playing this thing. It was so much fun to play, and it's such a solid heavy tank. It's well worth going down. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.